Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Okay, victims, stand by.
Hello, victims, or as we like to say, listeners. Welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Sorry there's no mints on your pillow, but I believe you'll find some gum under the chair.
Oh, we got gum. We got chairs, we got mints, we got everything. We got me, one of your hosts.
You heard me. I want to be an X-Men. I'm serious.
I do. I really do. Want to be an X-Man. Well, who's with me? Two people, but who's up first? My co-host.
You gotta think before you start playing Cowboy Commando.
No, I hear that?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I think my life has been lived in such a way that I really don't.
Well, Wolverine disagrees, and so do I. I agree.
What does he know?
What do you think, Hanif? How do you feel about
he can't even keep
him and his cowboy commando-ness?
Yeah, he's definitely a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Should I get the hat?
100%.
I have some cowboy shirts. I have a bolo tie. I can go put all that on if you want.
Yeah, do it.
Bust into my room while my wife's sleeping and like go through my closet looking for a cowboy shirt.
You don't know right where your bolo tie is right now.
Oh, I 100% know where it is, but she'll definitely
around for it. Yeah, but we are Ice Dav and Jubilandre Lee.
Nah, they're all right.
That's probably the most accurate way you can describe us. Yeah,
yeah, I think so. We're honest as well on this show. But we also have a guest, a friend, a brother. With
Keyword brother.
Something we can do for you, bub.
Yeah, I want to be on the podcast.
You wanted to be on this episode.
It's fun. Yeah.
Tell us why. It's
a fun one, and we'll get into that later. But I like this one. It's a one that I go back to frequently.
I liked it too.
As Davin has said many, many times, and Hanif has never corrected. Hanif thinks this is the best X-Men show ever made.
Lies. Lies. I did not. Actually,
Hanif goes on.
Last time you were on the show.
Let's talk about this while we're live, because we talked about this behind the scenes.
Oh, I thought we were live when we talked about it last time.
No, we did.
Were we not?
So, let me clear the air.
Clear the record.
Multiple Neef is in the building, aka Hanif Robinson from America. I never said that X-Men Evolution was better than TAS or 97 at that. What I did say was, as I rewatched the show as I got older, I found there was more things about the show that I found slightly more redeeming than TAS. And this is pre-97. Like, there were certain things about the show, like the story arcs, the character development, like the growing of the team, just stuff like that. And there's things that I enjoyed more, slightly more. Yeah, that doesn't mean the show in general is better. I just like certain aspects of it. And then also, what was the other thing I said? There's aspects of the show I enjoyed slightly better. And then it just gets, every time I rewatch it, I find something more and more that I like about it. Yeah. But that's all I said. I never said that the show was better. No, I just enjoyed it as I got older and I understood things more.
I'm sure I wouldn't have said that anyway. So
you said on this episode that Hanif said that Evolution was better than TAS.
That was a fantastic Davin impersonation, I must say.
Can't believe that was your impression of me. Get out of here. Anyway,
I can't hear a better one. That's pretty accurate.
It was good.
It was good.
We're here to review X-Men Evolution Season 2, Episode 9, Joyride, which I liked as well.
I didn't mind this one either. This is a fun joyride, if you will.
It was. It was a ride full of joyfulness. It's written by Sidney Clark and Steve Granat and directed by a friend of the show, Stephen E. Gordon.
Woo-hoo.
Yep.
As we call it, Steve E.G.
Steven's episodes are usually some of the better ones, I find. He's got a pretty good run on this show.
He's got his finger on the pulse of the youth of 2000
The, angst, the teenage angst of the early 2000s.
That's right. Oh, so much angst. We were so angsty. It was an angsty time.
Let me ask you boys.
You know what my favorite bands were when I was in like 2001? This is how angsty Andre was. It was Korn. It was Disturbed. It was Finger 11. Oh God, there's so many.
You were listening to that when you were like 25, 26 years old?
In 2001, I was at 17, sir.
You said 2001. I thought you said 2009.
Oh, God, no. Well, you know what? I still listen to it when I work out sometimes, but it's not my go-to music anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, geez. Maybe there was a little angst back in 2001.
A little bit of angst in there.
Buildings had just gone down.
Oh, geez. Here we go. Davin always makes it about 9/11. Here it goes.
That Family Guy episode where.
All right, tell us, Davin, how jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Let's hear it again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that was what Hanif said. Hanif said.
I didn't say that.
Oh my God!
Here you go again, spreading fake news.
I don't mean to.
Hanif is down. Hanif is down there living in the Gulf of America.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Stuff like this.
We do not acknowledge that term up in Canada, just so you know.
This. I don't want to be bullied.
Oh God, it's all good fun. It's more of a light ribbing than a bully. Really.
I'm a victim.
Well, I'll tell you what it is.
You gotta think before you start playing Cowboy Commando.
That is very true.
It's Andre and his Cowboy Commando. Get things off the rails.
I like Cowboy Commando. What a great combo.
Yeah, I had to clip that.
That sounds like a underwear brand or something.
Kind of does. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go commando, you don't wear underwear. So that's kind of the point. But... Oh, there he is.
And my boy.
Just wondering, my little ginger guy's on my feet here. Actually, Lebowski. What's going on? Want to be on the camera? Come on.
Andre, I saw your cat in the background.
Which one? There's four of them. So
it was a dark colored one.
If it was black, it was Ripley. Probably if it was big. If it was little one, it was Frodo. If it's big, white, and orange, come here. I can't reach you under the desk. Come on. Got you, little bastard. No shit. Never mind. I can't get him. He knows I'm trying to get him, so he's being coy. And there's ow! You just bit me. No. There's a gray one named Sheba that never really appears in these.
I love Davin. I love how your cat's tail just was like.
There he is.
He doesn't know how to put his. Lebowski.
He doesn't really like being picked up that much. He doesn't mind it too much, but he gets petting aggression pretty bad sometimes. You know. Anyway,
well, should we get into this one?
Yeah. Before we get started, let me ask you, gentlemen, something. Have you ever been a sucker for love? Have you ever done something uncharacteristically of you to
100%.
win the affections of someone?
100%.
Well, I just wanted to ask that question as we go into this episode because it kind of fits the theme.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think it was all for love? You think he actually wanted to belong in a better place than he was in?
I mean, 50-50. 50-50.
I don't know. I think Professor just read his mind and decided it was all about Kitty.
He's like, yeah, he's horny.
Well, I mean, Kitty or causing collateral damage and just being a young mutant terrorist. I don't know.
Or maybe Scott. No, sir.
I don't know. If I were a professor, I'd take the Kitty over being a young mutant terrorist, but that's just me.
Well, they're sort of aimless at this point because like Mystique's abandoned them and they're just living in the shitty house. So you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'd be interested to see.
I mean, I think we're dealing with a different type of professor because he's a little more compassionate and obviously dealing with younger students. He's obviously understanding that they go through these things called hormones, and you know, falling in love is part of the shtick.
This Professor X does seem a bit not as he seems more compassionate that way, but he also doesn't seem as like he seems kind of sexless. He doesn't ever seem to like, before we had sort of Moira and some other this year.
Moira, Lalandra.
He doesn't really have any love interest in this, nor does it. And, the nurse that he had or the girl that was on the team that left that he was kind of with.
You know who he reminds me of? Did you ever watch Muppet Babies when you were a kid?
No,
definitely.
Did not much.
The nanny he's kind of like the nanny.
You never see your face.
Oh, okay. He's like the parents on Peanuts. Wah, 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 wah.
I mean, of all the Professor X's we've seen, he's still into it, but he's probably the least into child soldiering.
Yeah.
You
ever seen that meme? It's like the two muscly guys shaking hands, and like one of them is Zordon from the Power Rangers, and the other is Professor X, and they're like building child soldier armies.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Doctor Who. He's in there too. I just finally started watching the new season. I just started, so I only watched it.
All the great heroes use child soldiers.
100%. Yeah, no, everybody does. Cable did, just a lot of them are Batman's probably the
Cable was one himself, so it's like it's all he knows.
Batman had one like every other month.
And they die often, and he just seems to like get another one. It's like remember the show Dinosaurs? It's like every time Timmy got blown up, they'd always be like, "We need another Timmy."
Mama.
And they watch that science show, and the little kid would get blown up. They'd always be like, "We need another Timmy."
So they did the show Titans, which is like the live action version of Teen Titans. And there was a scene on one of the seasons where Dick, who's like grown, he's running the Titans. He goes on Bruce's computer and he finds like basically a whole recruitment of like different young people that he wants to recruit as his new Robin, because this was like right after Jason Todd got killed. Okay. And Dick was like, what the fuck? Like, are you trying to like recruit kids to be your new Robin? Like, what is this?
He's like, yes, I am.
Yeah, because in this one, Bruce is like a little like unstable, and he's a little like, it's much more darker than he's usually when he's Batman. But I was like, ugh, that's kind of creepy. I'm stalking kids.
Wild.
It's definitely a comic book trope.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with Batman.
Yeah.
All right, get into it.
Okay, well, here we are. X-Mansion. Night.
Dark and stormy?
Dark and no, just dark. No.
Oh,
no. Ah!
What is this?
No. What is this?
What is that?
What is this?
It was. I hit next on the file, so it opened. The Colbert, the Late Show, Stephen Colbert. That I totally acquired using legal methods. Everyone that may or may not be working for the American government that is watching.
Well, you've heard it here first, people. Bernie Sanders was at Coachella.
That was news. He really was at Coachella. You didn't know that?
Is that news?
No, that's true. He showed up there. I'm saying it's news that means important, but it's news.
He was watching Missy Elliott's set. He was watching Missy Elliott's set.
Damn right he was. No, Colbert did a joke where they made it sound like he was like a rapper or something when he was there.
Oh my gosh.
He was just there doing his Bernie Sanders thing. Where the hell did that file go? What's that story?
He put out a song like years and years ago, I think.
Oh, shut up.
I think
there's no way Bernie Sanders put a song. You're thinking of Macho Man Randy Savage.
I get those two confused all the time.
Hold on. Man, this is not my night, buddy.
Okay. Socialism, you dig it?
Hold on, I got it up here. I just got to minimize it. It's taking up my whole screen. I can't see you guys anymore. It's one of those days, man. Do you ever just one of those days where you just don't want to do anything, and then you have to be on that podcast that you do, and then your podcast host makes it later, and then you make it slightly later because you got a new pressure washer and you're looking at it in the basement for too long? Do you ever have a day like that?
This is one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everybody's fucked. You don't really know why, but you
really want to justify ripping someone's head off.
Yes, I've had
having a good day, Andre.
It's getting better. It's been long. It's been a long day. All right, here we go. I'm ready.
Woo!
I'm well up in this. All right, present, share screen. All right, so don't hit the extra over button. Just skip it.
That side triangle button.
I just hit the arrows and that does it. So we see Lance Alvers. That's what his full name is.
Alver Lance.
Alver Lance. Lance Alvers.
It's easier to pronounce than that Dominic Petrikos, whatever the hell he is in the comics.
Yeah, well, Lance Alvers is a dumb name too. It's pretty close to Alver Lance. Like, come on.
Really? That's what it was?
Well, that's what it sounds like to me, doesn't
Oh
it?
my god! Wow! I just got that.
Alver Lance.
I'm like 25 years later.
I'm glad I can fill it in for you.
That's
my
why
God.
we're here. That's why we are the prominent X-Men show that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Alver Lance there appearing at the at school, using his powers to bust through the all the defenses, the gate. Like, they've encountered these people before. Like the Brotherhood of Mutants. They know what these guys can do, yet they have no security at the gate. Like, if you have any kind of mutant power, you can bust through the gate, no problem.
I think it's more for just like the normals.
The normies.
And it's weird that this school has like laser guns.
What's that they call them? Flat scans?
Yeah, they haven't said that in this yet.
Nope.
But also, the world doesn't know mutants exist yet, so there's still a little bit of that too.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, right. Professor erased everybody's mind after Avalanche's big display.
Kind of. It was more like a 99.9% erase.
Yeah.
Whereas Kelly might have a little bit of remembrance because he was looking out the window all menacingly.
But nothing else has come of it yet.
Yeah.
So anyway. So yep, he's there. Then basically just busts through all the defenses, gets to school, the students are alerted, they and Wolverine suit up, run out. And then he says he's just there to join the school. So why did he just ring the doorbell? Like, if you're
coming on nice terms.
Yeah, like he's coming on nice terms to join the school, and he's already done a bunch of damage by smashing the gate and a bunch of the laser guns they had for defense.
Maybe to get to the doorbell, you have to go through the laser guns.
I mean, it's still technically Avalanche. Like,
what if you're just like the fucking UPS driver?
He's not exactly.
The UPS driver has to go through the laser guns.
They've gone through 6 UPS drivers this week.
What are you saying, Hanif?
I was saying, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still Avalanche. He's not exactly friends with the X-Men, and he's kind of treated like a threat, so they got to be on their toes.
They might jump him anyway. If he just comes down the driveway, rings the doorbell, like Nightcrawler might just teleport out and kick him in the back or something.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, fair enough. There we go here. So then, we see that Lance says he wants to join the team. Cyclops is skeptical, but
Cyclops is being a hater.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
We need to have a like Cyclops being a hater counter on this episode because he was hating a lot.
Oh yeah. No, he was not a very good. He didn't show very good leadership skills, especially when it comes to like trying to bring that.
And it was borderline cock blocking too.
Yeah, well, there's that too. I love it. Professor X like acknowledged that. He's like, Scott, you've been nothing but a cock blocker since Lance got here. I live vicariously through the sex my students have, and if you stop him from having sex, I can't be in their minds while they're doing it and get my rocks off. Scott, please allow Kitty to be banged by Avalanche. So they shake hands. He welcomes them to the
vibration, Scott. The vibration.
That's true. Like he makes this face when he's doing it too. Look at this. Look at this. I wish I could zoom in. Can I zoom in on this? I don't think I can.
You don't need to. It's great.
No, it's so good. It's so good. No, man. Is there a zoom? There's gotta be zoom. We need it.
I think it's VLC, isn't it? You can think
it is VLC. There's a zoom in here somewhere.
Zoom in or a little
right here. All right, let's go with half. Oh no! Oh, that just makes it tinier. Never mind. We'll figure it out. We gotta get a screen cap of this.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the page.
This will be our new logo for sure. That's great.
It's a new logo. Yeah, it'll be the backdrop of our page.
No.
Captain this.
Look how happy he looks. I'm screen capping this and dropping it into my graphic design software. Right now.
Scott, don't you understand? I need new child soldiers.
Scott,
as many as I can get.
New child soldiers. You look so happy. To be young again. Anyway, then he wheels
And if
out.
Avalanche and Kitty can give birth to even more child soldiers, Scott. Maybe this guy is all about the child soldiers. Actually, I take back what I said earlier.
You think?
All right. I got that picture saved, or I'll bring that up later. So Lance gets shown his room. Of course, he got some nice digs now. Kitty is ready to take. No, I'm just kidding. Her hands are precarious here. But basically, she shows him the room, tells him the ground rules. He's part of the X-Men, and so
they're not gonna take it easy on him.
No. So he gets the regular recruit outfit and goes along with the rest of the New Mutants to learn about being an X-Men. First,
this is what makes me laugh a little bit. This is a man whose whole mutant powers is about causing things to shake and causing people to get like unsettled by like vibrations, and this dude's getting shook up by a vibrating jet.
Yeah,
maybe it's but it's a simulator, so like that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, they're in a simulator for the Blackbird, and it makes him sick because the jumping around. Wolverine gets after. That is a really good point. But it could be like G-Force might be different than the the Avalanche Force. I don't know, A-Force. I don't know. A-Force, the female superior team. So we see Wolverine get after Bobby for being reckless. Basically it's all that's going on. We see that Nightcrawler's working off for some of his hijinks earlier by having to scrub clean the jet, the danger room, and everything else. The mutants are training with their powers. They're doing all this outside in the lobby. Not the lobby, sorry, in the grass area. And we see like Lance kind of actually doing well. The thing about this episode that I find interesting, and I guess we'll get into when we get to the end, is that like he totally would have fit in and been a fine X-Men. Everything he's done here has been great. Like he was on the team, he was a team player, he helped people, he didn't act up, he didn't do anything wrong. Scott bagged on him the whole time, and he just like seemingly like he would have been a good part of the team. We lost Hanif.
So he's back
from outer space. Okay.
Sorry, my computer froze.
That's all right. Like it seems like he would have been a good part of the team.
This is live TV, baby.
So we see the New Mutants, all the New Mutant characters. We got Wolfsbane and we got Bobby and
Cannonball.
Cannonball
back there.
And then Lance, and they're all training together. They have a training to rescue someone from the pool. Lance, of course, goes to rescue Kitty, even though she's not his intended target because he's infatuated with her. Scott actually says that you two people drowned and you rescued the wrong person. He's like, yeah, but look at the person I rescued.
Yeah,
stop being a hater, Scott.
That's right.
I like Lance. Like I do a better job.
I think he should have just become part of the X-Men here. I like this idea.
And same with Boom Boom.
Well, you can't be a part of the X-Men when you have a major league hater on your ass.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Guy ain't making it easy. So, anyways, Lance is given crap from his former Brotherhood friends for abandoning them by going to the X-Men, and they all give him a lot of hard time about it. We see that the Jubilee and the other New Mutants are all sneaking out to go on a joyride in the X-Van, which they do, and they accidentally.
It's just rockets and stuff. Like
they keep hitting all these buttons and not realizing what they're doing, right? Like they're just playing and hitting all the buttons while they're driving. They're actually shooting off rockets, electromagnetic pulses, and causing all this destruction and damage as they go. I don't know how they thought they'd get away with this.
See, in a world where like they don't know that there's mutants, like he's arming a lot. Like this, like Professor Xavier has a ton of weapons. Like, what is he arming for? Like, what is he like Magneto? Like, I don't know.
Maybe he's very militant. Maybe he's going to bring the fight to humanity before they even know. I mean, I'm sure you're all familiar with the book of Sun Tzu's Art of War. The enemy doesn't know you're coming. That's a huge advantage. So you strike out at humanity first. Kill them before they kill you. Anyway, we see the kid. We see
next episode. Professor Xavier, Magneto was right.
He's wearing like a beret, and he's just like super militant. So the kids get back. They're all tired because they're out joyriding all night, and then they get just as they hit their bed, they get a call that there's an impromptu training session with Wolverine starting first thing in the morning. We see Nightcrawler still cleaning up the jet.
Clean with his tail there. That's pretty cool.
The kids, yeah, I know, I like that. The kids are excited and think that they're going to get a chance to fly the jet, but Wolverine says they're going to start smaller and go use the X-Fan. And then, of course, he sees it's been totaled. And he wonders who did it. And then Cyclops immediately assumes that Lance did it.
Hater.
And all the other kids don't speak up, so they don't want to get in trouble. So Lance says, they don't say what happened to him exactly to get punished, but basically everybody believes he did it. At nighttime, he's woken up by Jubilee, who tells him they're going on another joyride. He's going to get blamed for it anyway, so he should come. He says no, showing that he actually is wanting to be a good student and part of the X-Men.
Jubilee and them also mentioned that they were going on something bigger and faster.
Yes, bigger and faster. So then he realizes they're talking about the X-Jet. Snaps gets Kitty to help him so he can stop them from doing something stupid. As they're taking off, him and Kitty jump and phase into the jet. And then they're shooting off fireworks and do all kinds of crazy stuff. When they try to stop them, Jubilee is scared, and one of her sparks goes into the control panel and makes it run out of control. Then, of course, they're chased by the military, who report a bogey. It's an unidentified flying, not a UFO, essentially, but, there's in the airspace uncalled for, there's a jet, a stealth jet just bombing around. So, of course, it's going to draw the military's attention.
These kids are absolutely insane. Mutants.
Oh yeah, like stealing a jet. Like I get that they have a jet, like a stealth jet,
and they've been trained on it a little bit in a simulator.
To say you'd probably die if you don't exactly know how to fly the thing correctly. At least cause a ton of damage.
Like who do they have on there? Anyone who can save them? Maybe Iceman if he's really, really slick about it.
Like, Kitty would probably
go back there, Frame. Can you go back?
Probably be the most experienced because she's been with the team longer and she's been in it.
Oh, Kitty could maybe save some people, but like they're kind of screwed.
Jubilee's like, I'll make fireworks, that'll save us.
Cannonball would grab somebody and just barrel them into the ground and kill them anyway. Like,
well, I was gonna say Jubilee did kind of be useful. She threw one of the fireworks as like a heat seeker.
That is true. When they shot missiles after them, they get a little creative with their powers. They managed to fix the jet and get control of it, but it's a bit late because the military's after them. But Kitty does use her powers to phase the entire jet and everyone in it through a mesa, to get away from the missiles.
That's hella impressive.
That's
I
guess. Yeah.
I was like,
pretty cool.
Omega level? Jeez.
She it
drains her,
like
but she
crazy in this show already. Like
it drains her, but it's still like really impressive. So the military is like, did you see that? I like the military guy said, did you see it? The other guy's like the Air Force guy. He's like, nope, and neither did you. Let's go back to the base because they just watched it disappear into the side of a mountain. I guess in a world with like, you wouldn't have like, in a world where mutants exist, like the Marvel Universe proper, the 616 universe, I guess you wouldn't really have any of those mysteries anymore, like Bigfoot or Chupacabra or UFOs, because like aliens exist, mutants exist. You can just assume that those things are one of those things. I mean, there's not really any mystery there anymore.
The Hulk exists. They know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Wendigo. Like, Wendigo's basically Bigfoot went around the Canadian wild. Like,
legit.
You have a guy called Sasquatch who looks like a Bigfoot on a superhero team.
Yep. In Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Goddamn best mutant team ever, Alpha Flight. Woo. So anyway, we see the kids admit that they were the ones who ruined the van and the ship. Lance didn't do it, although Cyclops is really quick to want to blame Lance again.
Hater.
Yeah. They admit what they did. They tell Nightcrawler he's off probation because he just buffed the jet and it's already messed up again. But he says that he's off probation. The other three are now on, so it's their job to clean up all this stuff. But Lance says he's going to go. He doesn't feel like he fits in here, and he's going to go back to the Brotherhood. Professor X tells him
he just didn't want to live in that shitty house anymore.
Probably. He got nice digs in this place, But he's kind of sick of having everything blamed on him. Although it wasn't really like a temperature. If anything, his character seems very way more adult, relaxed, and mature than he ever did in the show before. He doesn't lash out too much. He doesn't like scream and cause any troubles. He doesn't even say, "You guys all don't trust me." He just said, like, "It's too much to be here right now. I'm going back home." And then they're like, "Okay, well, if you change your mind, come back."
Hey, not bad. Of course, I'll have to grunge it up some before it feels like home.
Yeah, I like that line too.
And this is like one of the reasons why, like I said, there's aspects about evolution I like, because we never got this much like story of Avalanche in TAS. TAS they treated him basically like a joke of a side like villain, whereas this Avalanche, we're actually getting a full story about him. A little bit of his upbringing, his romantic interest. Him having moral conflicts about being in the Brotherhood or in the X-Men.
Yeah,
the original X-Goons never got respect on that show, like Avalanche, Pyro.
He was only in the first season, I think, and barely. He's only in like a couple episodes. He barely did anything.
In Evolution or TAS?
TAS.
Oh,
he was hanging out in the bar.
He was literally there for 2 episodes, and he was getting like dropped by like Rogue or someone.
Yeah, she threw them in the ocean, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then Kitty runs up and gives him a kiss in the cheek before she leaves, and he's obviously enamored by that. So I hope they get a happy ending by the end of this. We'll see.
They're a nice couple.
I like it too. Although I kind of wanted to see him and Nightcrawler get together. Her and Nightcrawler.
Better than Jean and
her and Nightcrawler, I meant. Although him and Nightcrawler would be fine too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Boom Boom and Nightcrawler that were almost a thing there?
Who knows?
No.
Yeah, they kind of. Yeah, she was kind of using him in that one episode.
Yeah,
everybody's backing everybody. It's just one big F shack there at the X Mansion.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, how should we proceed, sir? By making a call.
Make the call. Well, I'll make the call. Look, but the thing your biggest complaint about this show persists, Andre, which is that it's pretty low stakes. There's not a lot of stakes. But
it's been almost 2 seasons of the one villain is Magneto. And those stakes were high, but those were like the best episodes.
But I like this episode quite a bit, and I'm probably going to give it a 9. 9.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good stuff there. I like Avalanche. All the episodes where they seem to focus on one of the Brotherhood members tend to be some of the better episodes. I feel like they're doing a better job of making us like the Brotherhood than a lot of the X-Men. So far. I don't know if that's going to change.
They're giving them relatability.
Yeah. I'm not a guy who usually cheers for villains, but like I like Toad, I like Avalanche. Blob and Quicksilver don't do a whole lot yet.
But I think that's the beautiful thing about the X-Men is that even the villains have some bit of like redeeming qualities about them somewhat. Unless you're like Sabretooth. Then you're just like
there's nothing good about Sabretooth. Yeah. He's the worst. He's the absolute worst. What about you, Andre?
Yeah, it's a fine episode. 9's high. I'll give it an 8. I liked it. It's a good episode. 8.
Hanif.
I give it a 9. Like I said, this is one of my favorite episodes of this season. It's fun. It's like there's some humor in it. I am a sucker for romantic flings. I think that's one of the central themes of the X-Men that gets overlooked a lot is some of the romantic stuff about it. And I like seeing the X-Men when they're not doing their superhero stuff and they're like, just being regular people and, having relationships and all that stuff. And so I do like the whole, and I also like the kind of the Romeo Juliet kind of vibe where it's like 2 different factions meeting in the middle for, love.
Yep.
For love.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of is that a Romeo and Juliet vibe. I didn't think of that. That's why we got Hanif here.
That bridge connecting the Brotherhood and the X-Men.
All right. I'm going to change the name of this segment. It's been that for a long time. Now it's Evolved X Points. All right. So, you first, Andre.
Pass. Just give me a sec. I had some
$1. Oh, wait.
I had to bring it up. Notes.
I picked Andre because I knew he would be unprepared, and I wanted to expose him in front of you all.
Expose him.
I mean, it's fine, I guess. Avalanche and Cyclops rivalry. It reminds me a bit of Cyclops and Wolverines in the old series. It's kind of mirroring that. They don't really have that dynamic in this relationship because obviously there isn't the stuff with Jean. So it kind of feels like Avalanche sort of steps into that rivalry note, not necessarily for the affections of Kitty, but just as like another sort of person that's, just kind of reminding. I'm getting a bit of the vibes from the old series of that sort of relationship.
Maybe it's that. Maybe like Scott's just a little overprotective of Kitty, like from a big brother kind of vibe, not so much a romantic vibe.
Yeah, I get that.
Like Avalanche is pursuing her romantically, but Scott is protecting her family-y.
And he's kind of like Scott's leadership rival, other than Duncan.
All right, that's my first point.
All right. Well, mine is I just think it's funny that they gave the guy with like the insane vibration powers a glass helmet. I just think that's funny. It's an interesting choice.
It might not be glass. It's like, oh, it's in my eyes. God, no. Every time
it ends up in my freaking eyes.
That's funny. Hanif?
Just a few notes. They pointed out Storm and Beast were noticeably absent from this episode, and they said although they appeared in the episode, Spike, Jean, Multiple, Berserker, Wolfsbane, and Sunspot have no lines.
Yeah, Multiple. Did you notice that, Andre?
Multiple Man was there?
Yeah.
Well, his name is. They just call him Multiple, apparently,
he's not a man
yet to become a man.
According to the page, Jamie Madrox in this one is like between 12 and 14. So
he can still be multiple.
Adolescents. I don't know.
Multiple boys, not bad.
Be cool to get a multiple boy episode.
This is my next point. This is the third time Scott's car has been destroyed in the show. His convertible has been destroyed 3 separate times since the show's in season and a half.
Jeez, you would think this was the Blackbird.
I think so.
Guys, how many times did the Blackbird get destroyed in '97? Just like it was like 3 or 4 times.
Not a lot.
3, I think. I think it was the third one. Was it 3? I think it was 3. And Gene's like, Hank's gonna kill you.
Hank's gonna kill you. This is the third time it's happened this month.
All he does now is rebuild Blackbirds. He's a man of science, not an engineer. Yeah. But anyway. All right, my next point. I think we burned some earlier in the discussion. All right, well, Nightcrawler, what is he on probation for again? Was that
that was going to be one of my points. It was the Boom Boom thing.
So he's still in trouble for Boom Boom?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a while ago, unless they redid it out of order. Maybe it's because we missed it.
We're watching it in order, so
yeah.
That was like 7 episodes ago, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I'm glad it's over for him. That was a lot of cleaning. All right. Well, back to you, Hanif.
Just observance of Kitty's powers evolving like tremendously. I mean, phasing a whole Blackbird jet is not to be slept on.
Nope, it's definitely not. Like in the comics, it was a big deal when she phased that bullet, that giant bullet.
Oh, like through the planet Earth?
Yeah, like that was a big deal for sure. But like she was super trained, experienced Kitty Pryde by that point, and that's maybe not as impressive as like a whole jet with all of its parts and all the kids on it. Like I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
I think that was just a spur of the moment, and she just got super lucky with that one because that could have went so left.
Wasn't that like? Didn't she? Was she stuck on the bullet creating through space at the end of that series?
Yep. Magneto pulled her back eventually.
Magneto did it? Jesus.
Who else was going to pull a metal bullet back to Earth after it's like super far away?
Okay, that seems insane that his powers can do that. Like that bullet would be light years away. Like
Not light years. It takes a long time. It takes a year to get a light year away. She's not going light speed.
It was pretty fast bullet. Like, I mean, if it's like, and how do bullets? Okay, how did the bullet move? Space has no friction. I guess once it's going. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's space. Yeah.
But okay.
Go back and read it.
I don't want to. It was written by Joss Whedon.
It's a good run. I like that.
We can't like him anymore.
We can like that comic. Those comics.
No,
They're
you
pretty.
can't.
Some of
that means you support
Kitty
predators.
Prydes.
You're a monster now, Devin. You're a monster.
You're a monster.
And you got a haircut. I don't like it.
No, I didn't. This is old. I got this haircut many shows ago.
I guess maybe you're just not wearing the bandana usually. Your trademark bandana.
I was telling Hanif before you got here that I have to remind you I have hair every now and then.
I'm not quite so sure. I think that might still be a wig.
He's got a weave in.
He's got a weave. Hold my weave. He takes his weave off. He's gonna fight.
Get your hair did.
My hair did. Yeah. And I guess as I often bring up some of these ridiculous X-Men box sets that came out on VHS, this episode was along with Walk in the Wild Side and Operation Rebirth and Mindbender, all available on the DVD X-Men Evolution Enemies Unveiled. My final point.
That's my final point. It's going to come back around to you for one more.
Is it? Oh, because I started. All right, never mind. One more point.
All right. Well, my last point is the whole dynamic of the school, like the regular people's school. Like, I don't know that. Like, I understand why it's there, but I don't know. It's not as interesting as just the dynamic between the Brotherhood kids and the X-Men kids. And I feel like the school setting is fine, but I feel like there's probably another way you could have just had those two groups of kids be rivals and have them just be at the X school. And they're just trying to bring these other mutant kids they know about into the X-Men. They know each other that way, maybe. But I guess then you don't have the setting that they're at all the time. But I think maybe that's too much. It's like that they're just in class together all the time, and then they leave and they're like mutant enemies and stuff. I don't know. That's my ramble.
I mean, well, like I said, it's the age thing. Like, we're dealing with a younger group of X-Men, and you got to find some kind of setting. It's either the school or you have to like do something like the Power Rangers and have like a youth center or something where they all meet up, shakes and stuff.
Yeah. What's that? Coffee a go-go?
Bernard the Poet.
In what, Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Coffee a go-go was in the old X-Men comics. That's where they would.
No, that's what they that's what the X-Men went to go see when they went to go get their coffee a go-go. They went to
a coffee a go-go. Yeah, right.
I know that from X-Men Legends, the game. That's one of the trivia questions.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, there's a part in the game where you're like walking around the hub and you can play trivia and to gain XP points. And one of the questions was, who did the X-Men go to see at Coffee a Go-Go? And it was Bernard the Poet.
Right.
Bernard the Poet.
Yeah, they had some really like deep cut references in some of those trivia questions. I was like, oh, look at y'all doing your research.
Yeah, well, was that your X point? That was a pretty good one.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't have anything else.
All right, make that your X point.
Everything else was pretty much touched on.
The lady who does the voice. My final point is the lady who does the voice of Jubilee in this episode is Shiera Zani. I'm not sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but she is also in X-Men 2. She plays a tour guide at the White House. So she shows up in another X-Men property a little later on.
Interesting.
She's also in like a ton of other stuff. She's in Mummy's Alive. You remember that show?
That is her. No, I'm checking her IMDb. I'm like, that is the girl.
Nightman. If you remember that comic TV show from the '98. But
Rival of Dayman.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yes. No, this is like what was the comic studio? Is it Not Boo? The one that had like Prime and all those ones. Remember Malibu? I think it was a Malibu comic.
I think so.
Yeah, she's the White House tour guide in X-Men 2, X-Men United. And then she's like Bionicle and Polly Pocket, Barbie, and a bunch of stuff.
Malibu was Paramount. Like Paramount owned Malibu for a while.
Oh, the comics?
Yeah.
She had Supernatural. She had a bunch of stuff. I just thought it was funny she wound up back in X-Men with X-Men 2.
So I mean, it's always funny. It was funny when you found out that George Buza was a cameo in the first X-Men movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, I found that out like really later on. I was like, oh, Beast was the truck driver.
He did a lot of
Huff was Jean Grey's father in one of them.
Yeah, Nightcrawler
in the third one. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all our points.
Yep.
Hey, check it.
You lost your sound, or I did.
We heard the check it part.
Yeah, I didn't hear Devin though. Did he say words after that? You said
at least you heard the check it part.
Okay, you're back.
So I'll go first. Why not? So I am going to suggest, and I
forgot to grab mine. I
may have recommended this before, but it's going to be for a different reason this time. It's Daredevil, like the Charles Soule run, man, and it's just so good with the Garney art. Oh man, look at this stuff. Like look at some of these covers, and like look at this cool villain. This is somebody I was hoping once they showed Muse, I was hoping like 10 Fingers would show up. 10 Fingers is super weird.
Yeah,
look at those fingers. I should call them 20 Fingers. But man, check this out. Oh, I used to have this one. Look at this. This is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I used to have that as a poster, but it didn't survive the move. Man, just great stuff. I could go on about this run all day. Elektra shows up for a while. But the main reason I am suggesting this Charles Soule run. Look at issue 14. This is the reason. Look at this fella. Muse.
Is he some character of importance?
No, not to you. You caught up on Daredevil?
I don't think I'm on episode 4. 5?
They should have introduced him by then. Yeah, because he was kind of a.
We just saw him briefly carrying a dead body over his shoulder, and that's about as far as we saw him.
Yeah, that's Muse.
Well, I won't say more.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the character. I also can pretty much figure out who he is on the show based solely on like one line about some kid that talked to that psychiatrist. I think it's pretty obviously he's Muse, but we'll see that.
Have you read much of this run, Andre? It's Charles Soule Daredevil run. I was telling Hanif while you were off. Yeah, Charles Soule run. Look at this. It's like 10 Fingers. That's a cool villain.
I think of 10 fingers. That's too much.
It's way too many fingers. That's the purplest amount of fingers.
It's 20 fingers, 10 on each hand. Check it out. Charles Soule.
Too many fingers.
Great art.
Is it me or is it Hanif doing one?
I mean, I'll holler one. It's gonna be weird, but I have on my phone the digital copy of issue number 181. This is one of the few things that the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie got right, was the fight between Bullseye and Elektra.
I want the fucking costume.
Yes. And so it was the whole issue where basically Bullseye goes after Elektra after she takes over Kingpin's number one spot as his right hand hit person. And then he basically fights her and throws the card, slits her throat, and then stabs her with her own side. And then she goes crawling back to Matt's apartment, dies in his arms, and then he basically goes ballistic and throws Mr. Bullseye off a cliff. Or not off a roof.
And she's never come back since.
The episode after that is better, though. I like the episode or the issue.
Actually, I like
182. 182 is a better read.
The White Tiger trial. I read all of Bendis's run.
The Bendis stuff is great.
The White Tiger trial was really cool. I'm just getting into episode 4 now, I guess, which is the one Punisher shows up in.
Who was it that came in? It might have been like in that run. It's like it might have been Paste Pot Pete or something like something. But he walks into Matt's office and That's when like Matt's pretending, or everyone knows he's Daredevil openly. And he just walks in and tells him that.
Did you
like,
get to?
he's
I
a
was gonna say,
psycho.
Andre.
He's
Did
like,
you get to,
he's like,
Andre,
you're a
did you get
psycho,
to the?
man.
Did you get to the bank robbery episode?
I don't think so.
Okay, that might be next. That was a classic one, and we get a special cameo from somebody.
Oh, is that the one with Kamala's dad in it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know about that.
I was not. That was not on my. That was not on my 2025 check.
I do like that they make subtle references to other stuff going on in the universe. Like I like that, like, you know, White Tiger has a magic amulet, and they just like say, well, like it's not a big deal. They're just like, he did it without his magic amulet, which gives him powers. So it's like, you know, but apparently it's not magic enough to stop a bullet to the temple. So
yeah, because I was like, the amulet is supposed to have resurrective or healing, regenerative abilities, from what I remember.
not that good.
Yeah. Well, I guess his niece or somebody is gonna take that mantle.
I'm assuming
She was cool, man. She's cool in that show.
Well, she just came up and got mad when they're at the morgue. It's all I've seen of her so far. I'm only just getting into that episode.
Oh, she's she's got more.
I assume I know what happens in the comics, so you know. I'm assuming
she's got more stuff coming in later in the show, but I'm not gonna give too much away. But they're definitely prepping her for mantle time.
Oh, cool.
They'll do like a young Street Avengers team too, maybe. Like maybe they'll do like her and Cloak.
Just put her on the regular Young Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't bring Kamala's dad into the mix if they didn't have plans to bring Kamala to like probably do some recruiting.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we already seen Kamala go for Kate Bishop at the end of the Marvels.
Yep.
Spoiler. No, I'm just kidding. I've seen that.
Yeah, you're not caught up on Daredevil. I haven't seen Cap 4 yet. We're a mess. We're a mess over here.
You still haven't seen Cap 4? Jeez.
I don't know, because by the time I finally got I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. You're like, it's out of theater now. I'm like, oh.
I think it should be dropping on Disney. Wait, you guys don't have Disney Plus. Damn.
Yeah, we
do.
Oh, yeah,
I thought you said you didn't have Disney Plus.
That's what I'm watching.
I said X-Men Evolution's not on it.
Oh, that's whack.
Yeah.
Is it on your Disney Plus?
Yeah, they got everything. Evolution, Wolverine and the X-Men, TAS 97. What up? I mean, all the X-Men movies are on there too.
Yeah,
that was still the movies are still there. Why does Canada get the rough end on this then?
I don't know.
It's usually a rights thing.
But to who? They own.
But this was like it's like all Vancouver. It's just like practically like Canadian content.
I know,
like CanCon.
Yeah, no, it's just the movies. X-Men 97 and the original X-Men series is the only thing that comes up for X-Men.
No Wolverine and the X-Men.
Nope.
Oh, but when
all
you got
movies.
So I guess you guys are gonna have to. I don't know when you guys eventually get to that series. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
There's a Star documentary on the women of 9/11. We know what Davin feels about that.
What?
It's called the Women of 9/11.
What?
I think we know how Davin feels. Davin feels about that.
Me, it was a Hanif.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! I'm one of the. Yes, you got me. I'm one of the women of 9/11.
All right, is it my turn then?
Yes, it is.
All right, so I had a great weekend. There's a friend of mine.
You didn't have to be on this friggin'.
I didn't hear you. Sorry. Did be what? What'd you say? Devin, I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said you had a great weekend because you didn't have to be on this friggin' podcast.
No, I like this podcast.
He likes it. He doesn't love it.
Likes it.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I would give my life for it. Does that make you happy? Is that enough?
We wouldn't want to, bother you for any more of your tolerance, Andre.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I guess it's time to quit the show. My replacement's already here, so have fun.
We'll call you Andre Tilby.
It's just Tilby. You got to say Tilby. Anyway, so a friend of mine works for a bookstore, and they have some kind of big book event at it's like a used book sale they do in Halifax. But he got an invite to go earlier, and other booksellers do, to buy stuff before the general public comes in for bookstores. So I went in to help him, and then he said I could shop for myself and get whatever I want while I was there, which I got a bunch of great books. I probably got like $1,000 worth of books for like $40. It's crazy.
I'll be right back.
Oh no. But Davin, I
Keep
gotta
going.
show you my comic. You're gonna like it.
Okay, I gotta see.
So I grabbed a bunch of books. Some of them are graphic novels. Some of them were brand new, like this one, the Chester Brown Louis Riel comic. If you haven't read it, it is.
I didn't know they made a Louis Riel comic.
What?
That's
Yeah,
funny.
Chester Brown. The guy did Paying for It and all these really cool indie books. It's about kind of a folk hero, I guess, amongst Canadians, certainly in the Métis community. Hanif, if you're unfamiliar, those are Canadians that are half French, half Indigenous. So he was a figurehead for them back in the day.
Their own nation of people
who was killed by the British. But it is a very interesting story about his path in his life. And if you are Métis, which I am, it's a kind of an interesting part of history. So
Cool.
yeah, check it out. Chester Brown's a really cool artist. He did a series called Paying For It, which has recently got made into a movie about his experience going to prostitutes. So it's supposed to be actually a very interesting book as well. So check that out too. Chester Brown's a cool comic guy making neat stuff.
All right. Well, I'm running.
Did you bring up my screen, by the way? Bring up my extra screen, Devin.
Oh, you got something there?
I want to
There we go. Our new logo.
You should post it and be like caption this.
No, that's too much. It's too blurry. Go back a little bit.
Ooh,
Oh, look at this.
brother. Ooh, what's that?
Avalanche and Kitty. Ooh, ha.
Yes. I'm just going to sit in your mind for a while. All right. I just want to show you that. Okay.
All right. Well, do this while I run upstairs and grab something.
Were we doing the comic one? Or the
No, you get
movie one?
But I like movies, which is fine.
Which is fine. Hanif, you got a favorite movie or movie you've seen recently you want to tell us about?
Movie? No, I haven't seen any movies. I've been watching a lot of shows though.
What are you watching?
I just finished The Pit on HBO.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about that.
It's really good, and I'm not like a medical drama fan, but because the show takes place in Pittsburgh, and my dad's from Pittsburgh, my dad's family's from Pittsburgh. One of my best friends lives in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I felt kind of obligated, and so I decided to give the show a watch. And
anything set in Pittsburgh, you got to watch.
I mean, loyal to the soil.
Yeah.
Like my dad.
He watches 41 Pittsburgh Penguin games a year.
That's a lot of Pittsburgh Penguin games.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. No, I'm more of a Steelers fan, but no, the show's actually really good. Because the way the show is set, it's like the show 24, but in a hospital. So so the first season is like it's 15 episodes, and it's basically a 15-hour shift. So like the first episode's like 7 a.m., the second episode is 8 a.m., and so on and so forth till they're at the end of the shift. And the show is like, and I was on a rabbit hole of like watching medical experts dissect the show, and a lot of them have come to the consensus that this is probably the most accurate medical like drama they've ever seen in their life. Because
The Pit.
Yeah, The Pit, because they don't focus so much on they do focus on the inner turmoil of the residents there, but it's more, they focus a lot on the actual patients and their emergencies and their issues. It like they're on one episode, like not most typical dramas, they'll usually deal with one or two emergencies. On one episode, they're dealing with like 10, 15 different cases, and then they carry over into the next episode and they tack on another 10 and 15 issues. So it's like, it's the whole hustle and bustle of an ER and all the drama that goes in between it. You got families like fighting with families about how they're going to handle medical situations and stuff like that. It's actually really good.
See, that's the thing about an American medical show. It's also an economic show, so you get both sides of that.
Oh my God, there's this one lady on the show. She's kind of like the CEO rep person. She's always going in there talking about something. Oh, we need to like do this to strengthen our numbers and stuff like that. And the main doctor's like, "Hello, we're like up to our necks with like gunshot victims. Like we just get off the CEO crap and like either give us some more nurses or fix our pay or do something."
Yeah, the guy, I can't remember his name now, but the guy, the main dude in that show, he used to be in the air for like forever.
Noah Wiley.
That's
Noah
it.
Wiley.
He
Yeah,
was on Marin's
he's like
podcast.
he's like
was
a
on-
12 vet.
Yeah, he was on Marin's
Oh.
podcast, and he was talking about that show, and it sounded very interesting.
Yeah.
Is
And
it
it's
like
actually-
it's not a sequel to ER, right? He's just a
No.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's a guy that worked on the air, created it, like one of the.
And
guys.
actually one of the creators, I think she filed a lawsuit against them.
Oh, really?
Yes, and yeah, because I saw an article. Noah Wiley was like disturbed about her trying to sue because of something. I don't know. Like, did she really think all medical drama shows are the same? I don't know.
Well,
'Cause this
Jesus,
is
then
definitely not
shows like
ER.
House and all these other things should be getting sued too.
And Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I highly recommend the show if you are looking for something to get into. If you like that type of genre, or even if you don't, just give it a watch, and it's really good.
Cool.
Did you do a recommendation on it?
No, I said Hanif out first.
All right.
So part of why my weekend was great. Not only did I get a ton of books, there's like this type of book set called the New York Best Reviewed, I think it is. So it's like the New York Times Best Reviewed books, and they re-release it's kind of like the Criterion movies, but for books. And they had a bunch of those which are like brand new that were like $2 or $3. So I got a stack of those. But the other reason why it was a great week / weekend was because since the passing of David Lynch, they've been doing a David Lynch retrospective at Park Lane, showing all of his movies. And I managed to go Tuesday to see Lost Highway last week with a friend. And then Friday, when I was going to this book event, we hung around afterwards and watched Vampire Hunter D, because my friend is big into anime. There's like a 40th release of that, which is interesting. And then we watched Dune, the Lynch Dune movie from the 80s, which is wild.
Classic.
But then Saturday we watched a couple more of his movies there as well. So we watched Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, and then the movie which I'm going to recommend. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you do. Although I think you're in for one confusing and interesting ride. It's
Mulholland Drive
Eraserhead.
over Eraserhead.
This is my first time seeing it. It was in the theater, and I loved it. I think it is an insane movie. But it really hammers home all of the fear, paranoia, anxiety that probably comes with having a child. And as someone who's not a parent, it reminded me of like when we got our kitten Frodo, and how he was kind of sickly when we first got him, and everything he did you were worried about. And I imagine that was a cat, so imagine with a baby it's 10 times worse. So it was a very interesting movie that really does an insanely good job of making you feel something, which I think is really important when you watch a movie. So highly recommend it.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we move on, my movie related thing to say is Hold Up's back. So check us out on Wednesday. We're back, baby. We're going to need 3.
What are you watching? Okay, you got Hold with the Shotgun. What's the other one?
Yeah. We got Who's Your Father and from PEI and The Secret Life of Algernon from New Brunswick. 3 East Coast movies. So check it out. East Coast Canadian movies.
I'm in Hobo with the Shotgun. You didn't ask me to be on it.
Oh, I didn't see you.
I'm just in the background. You probably won't, but I'm still in there.
Well, feel free to pop on the old stream Wednesday.
No, I did a lot of work and watched a bunch of movies for an episode that got canceled and never rescheduled. So I'm not as big a supporter of your show as I used to be.
Fair enough.
I watched like 6 fucking hours of movies.
We're coming back to that on Halloween.
Great. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to remember them come fucking October.
It wasn't me. It was Murphy. I blame everything on him anyway, but like it's true. But he's back. We're back.
Murphy's a sensitive soul. Be nice to him.
I know. I am.
I don't think you're the most antagonistic friendship I've ever seen.
You're favorite Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Oh wait, I clicked on that by accident, but we'll get to that segment in a second. I want to rewind to our comics for a second and make one more recommendation, and that is I just got the fresh print of The Unsinkable Whaler Ray.
I talked to him for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the thing, and I didn't even think to pick up a copy. I just walked away. And then I left. Like I got halfway home, and I was like, "Why didn't I buy a copy of that? I forgot. I wanted to get one."
I thought for sure you'd have had.
I totally didn't even think about it. I literally walked out, apologized to him because I should have bought.
He's never going to be on your show now. He's we've insulted the man.
We talked about him being on the show. Is what we were talking about.
Well, I'm sure he was having that conversation, expecting you to walk away with a copy, but it's it's like a big stinky floater that just won't flush. So check it out. But of note in this particular print, what do we have there? Master editor Devin Skellhorn. What?
Who's that weird?
I don't know, but he's a master editor. Anyway, that's it. Check out the Unsinkable Whaler, Hey.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Comic festival near you. Yeah. All right.
Or just go hang out and then forget to buy it.
Yeah, Andre and I missed each other at this comic festival by like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. You should have perceived that I would be there, even though I never indicated or told you in any way that I was going.
You were probably there for a while at the same time. You just had your head stuck in a comic box.
No,
I was busy chasing children around.
You guys need to develop a psychic rapport.
Sam said you had a pretty big stack.
Who did? Yeah, I got some board games from Ed Brisson. He was selling some board games.
Nice.
And also he had this beautiful hardcover set of The Sixth Gun by Colin Bunn. It was like the entire series.
Oh yeah,
for like $60 for all 3 volumes or all 4 volumes. It was crazy.
That's pretty good.
It was well worth it. So I got that, and I got a big board game for like $20, and a couple this Dark Coast comic that they do locally. I got a couple issues of that because I'm going to do a 5-page story in the next one, I think. So
very exciting.
Working on that now. Kind of. I got to finish up my script for it, but then put pen to paper. I have some ideas. I'm doing it about the Heidi Hinder or the Dagger Woods Howler, which is a legend outside of Antigonish, which is where I'm from. So I thought it'd be fun to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't
it? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. How's life in your neck of the woods there, Hanif? How are you? How you surviving?
Off the new golf there.
Everything's good. I was telling Davin before you got on the chat, we just had our Mozart's Requiem concert.
Oh, Sam's here. He saw me talking about him. Whoops, sorry, Hanif.
All right.
I will be on your show. Your hands were full at the show. That's not an excuse, Sam.
No, I want to book Sam. I'm going to pick one up for sure. I think it looks super unique and super cool, and I didn't even think about it. It was a long day, but I'll be getting one. Do they have a Strange Adventures? If so, I'll pick it up next time, man.
There's copies in a Giant Robot.
Oh, I'll go there.
All right, there you go. All right.
Sorry, Hanif, go ahead.
I was telling Andre, we just got off of our Mozart's Requiem concert, and it was pretty beautiful. Had about like 200, maybe 300 singers from our community choir and the college choirs and the high school choirs, and performed at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, which is like a giant like hall for like different live shows, like operas, musicals, plays, like jazz concerts. Pretty dope show. It was all in collaboration with the University of Central Florida's Celebrate the Arts event that they do usually towards the end of their semesters. So it was like a couple of different choirs. Then we closed the show out with Mozart's Requiem. We had a full orchestra, which was actually pretty amazing. I never performed on a stage with a full orchestra, so that was super cool.
That's really cool.
That is amazing. Oh, to have that feeling again.
Yes.
No, it's amazing. Good stuff.
That's awesome. Oh, Davin, there's a movie. A movie. So I haven't seen it yet, but I know I'm probably going to really enjoy it. But it made me think of you. It comes out this week, I believe. It's called Sinners by Ryan Coogler, who you may know as the director of Black Panther 1 and 2 and Creed. But it's got Michael B. Jordan in it, and it's
everything Ryan Coogler has Michael B. Jordan in it.
He plays twins in it, so you get two Michael B.
Jordan. Y'all said that because I said that and everybody thought I was a hater, but never mind.
No, you're 100%
true,
right.
Isn't it? Isn't he in like all of them?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that though. I don't know. There's a lot of people that use a lot of the same actors, like Chris.
Yeah,
Nolan
but I
uses
don't
the
like
same
them.
actors.
I don't
Martin
like them. I
Scorsese.
don't like them either. Martin Scorsese, Judd Apatow, Quentin
They just use their
Tarantino.
buddies, man. It's all just who you know.
Even
Adam
Quentin
Sandler.
Even Quentin Tarantino's overusage of Samuel L. Jackson was getting on my nerves at one point.
He does like
Yeah.
Sam. He does like Samuel L. Jackson.
Like, get off his dick, yo.
It's because having Samuel L. Jackson gives him carte blanche to use the N-word.
That is why he does it.
Dude, you have no idea how many times I've had that discussion with some people. I'm like, Quentin Tarantino just put Samuel L. Jackson in his movies just to use the N-word and get a pass.
Samuel L. Jackson has defended him several times.
I know. Still,
but,
like,
yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm not in a place that I can make a comment on that.
I mean, so, I'll say, Uncle Sam will always be king to me, but just like, I don't know. It's a complicated thing with him and Quentin Tarantino that I just don't really care for. That's just me.
No, fair enough. Yeah, anyway, so Sinners. It's about, I think, vampires, but it's
a vampire thing. And what's her name? Haley Steinfeld's in it, I think.
That is true. But it's
I do
also,
like Haley Steinfeld.
Kugler was on Marin's podcast today, and they're talking about it. I guess the movie is predominantly about the blues.
What?
And it plays huge into the plot of the movie, and it takes place in a time period when, like, in the South, when the blues was sort of, where like.
I want to see this.
Yeah, so
all about the blues.
It seemed very much like something that you would be into.
And the reviews have been like next to perfect almost.
Yeah, the reviews are very high. It looks like a very cool movie. I'm very excited for it. And everyone that's seen it has said nothing but nice things about it. So check it out.
All right. Maybe I will. Maybe I will or won't.
Maybe I will.
I haven't seen Cap 4 yet. Will it come to Disney Plus? Sinners on Disney Plus.
Will Cap 4 come to Disney Plus?
No, Sinners.
Oh, no, I don't think that's. I don't think it's a Disney film.
I don't think that's a Disney movie.
No,
but speaking of Disney movies, Thunderbolts drops next month.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
I'm excited too. I'm not gonna lie, their promotional game on this one has been pretty stellar.
I feel like they've really revealed too much by giving the cast for
Century
the
away.
Yeah, well, no, even just the cast for the Doomsday movie, because it's like, a bunch of the Thunderbolts that I assume probably wouldn't make it through this movie were listed as being in that movie. So,
I mean, and also with the whole appearance of Bullseye in Daredevil Born Again, it's like,
I think he's so much cooler now than he ever was in Daredevil 3. He like season 3 of Daredevil was cool, but I like just now we got just full on crazy dead era Bullseye. He's awesome. That trial
Bullseye in season 3 Daredevil never quite worked.
He was all right, but by the end of it, the thing is with these shows, they're all going to show you this long, elaborate origin story, and it's like I didn't want 2 seasons of The Punisher before he finally has a skull in his chest and he's just shooting criminals. Like I didn't need 2 seasons to get there. But now that we're there, like that, the whole trial scene where he's on trial for killing Foggy is perfect, and I know we're going to see more of him.
When you get to episode 8, man, it's peak Bullseye.
Did you see, Davin? Did you see the I don't know if it's true or not, but the leaked photo of Robert Downey Jr. in the Iron Man armor, or the Dr. Doom armor?
No.
He's not wearing the mask, but it's just the armor with he's got longer white
at his birthday party or whatever.
Was that what it's from? I thought it was from the set of the movie.
No, I don't think so.
I think a lot of the stuff that they're leaking is probably like some bullshit. Probably. Although they did show James Marsden and Ian McKellen on.
Yeah, I thought that was.
They
got to hurry up and film those cameos, man. Those guys are not getting any younger. Like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are both in their 80s.
Years old or something.
Yeah, I know.
I would hope they'd be more than cameos, getting like the chairs on that big reveal and everything.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they actually have a big part of it. But if anything, I feel like that X-Men universe, they kept seeming like they're gonna give it its final goodbye, and they keep doing that, and they keep doing that, and they keep doing that. It's like, just let it go. At some point, it's.
But I think this is more like a proper way of doing it, because all they cared about saying goodbye to before was Professor X and Wolverine.
I guess
it was so Wolverine focused, and they did that again with Deadpool and Wolverine, which I loved. But That was a different Wolverine, actually.
Yes.
But, yeah.
You got his
Anyway.
proper goodbye anyway.
Let's just play a quick game, shall we?
Do you want to play a game?
Would you like to play a game? Do I have
Would you
a
like
game
to
thing?
build a
Surely
snowman?
I have a game. Oh, extracurricular.
No, Devin, that's a poem music.
Yeah, that's why I pulled out my sexy guitar.
Oh, that is a
That's either
sexy
smart
guitar.
music or somebody's walking home in the rain.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or the Bill Bixby Hulk is moving off to go to another.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, all right, let's play a game. Let's play rename a mutant. We're gonna the rename game.
I was just working
So-
It's been a while.
I'm just gonna fire some mutants at you guys. You gotta give them a new name.
All right.
All right. Nightcrawler, Hanif.
God's demon.
You take a shot at Nightcrawler there, Andre?
Can I say Night Devil? Is that too far?
I would call him Blue Devil.
Blue Devil, I would. Yeah, well, that's a DC character.
That's a DC character.
Oh, is
so they
it?
copyright that.
Oh, dang. Never mind.
Although,
It's
is he? Yeah, I would say Dark Devil or like Dark Devil actually works too.
What
He looks
about-
like Dark Demon, Dark Devil? I think Dark Devil's all right. It's like
All right,
Daredevil. but Dark
Andre.
Devil.
You first.
Although
on this one.
isn't Dark Devil like the Daredevil from the future in the
No, he's
Mayday,
just called
in the Mayday worlds?
no. He has a whole. He's just called the Man Without Fear, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
No?
it's something with Daredevil or Dark Devil or
I
something
think
like that.
it's not Dark Devil. It might just be Daredevil. Actually, it's
Yeah,
just Daredevil.
I was gonna say, wasn't that like the evil variant from the Infinity Gauntlet story?
Hmm.
Because there was an evil Daredevil.
During the
And
Infinity Gauntlet? Oh, when
Yeah,
there's like a
the
clothes
Infinity
of them all
Gauntlet
in
or-
the one. Yeah,
that was
I'm not sure. All right, Andre, rename Deathbird.
Oh man.
Space Bird.
I was gonna say Bird Queen.
Queen's pretty good, actually.
yeah, Bird-
I mean, she wants to be queen, though, so it's like her name just torments her.
used to be
Yeah.
Bird Princess.
Yeah, it's true. Avian Princess. The
That's
avian
pretty good.
flu.
All right, Andre, Hanif, rename Avalanche.
Damn, I wanted to call him Quake, but that's another character in Marvel.
Vibrator.
Ugh. Ugh.
Marital aid, personal massager.
Oh no, here comes Blob and personal massage.
I think that's a great name.
Or call him Parkinson's.
Oh. Did I ever tell you that joke? It's kind of a long joke, but this old man goes to the park every day, and then across from him, this old woman sitting on a bench, and they lock eyes, and then they start talking, a little bit here and there, and then as they meet every other week and talk more and more, when they're talking about what they miss about being young, and the old guy says, "Well, I just miss about having sex." She says, "Well, your age, I know you can even get it up anymore." And he says, "No, but it'd be nice if someone would hold it every once in a while." So the old lady is kind of touched by this, and then just holds his penis. And they would meet every other week and just talk and chat, and she would just sit there and hold his penis. And then one day she comes to meet with him, and he's not there, and she looks out through the park and can't find him. Then eventually finds him on a park bench with another woman holding his penis, and she runs up to him and says, "How could you do it? What does she have that I don't?" He says, "Parkinson's."
Ah!
No.
Sick.
Oh, jeez. Okay, on that note.
He's the coolest teacher we got around here, and the nicest. Wait, you're forgetting your homework.
Don't forget your homework. What is it, Professor?
We'll watch the next episode of this show.
What is it in our order? Hanif took umbrage with our order.
Hey, I don't know. This is what the order that the wiki online says it is, and what I have downloaded as. So
You didn't think
Apparently
to go,
Disney
you didn't
Plus.
think, you didn't think to go to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database? and
No,
see
I'd
what-
We
rather
went
go
to
to
the
the
X-Men Evolution database.
The X-Men Evolution database is what I went to. I figured they cared more about it than the people at IMDb.
Okay,
You
sure.
were wrong, sir.
Nobody
Right.
cares about anything more than the people at IMDb.
I mean, it
Yeah.
seems to work as far as like the order that it is in. Nothing seems
Yeah.
out of place or
Well,
distributed.
because you guys threw me off because I asked Davin if I was like, oh yeah, yo, put me, I want to go on for Joyride, and he was like, oh, that's not for like 2 weeks. I was like, wait, what?
I'm watching it now. It's like no. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
So it is Walk on the Wild Side, I believe is the next episode of the show.
Oh, it's a beast episode.
If you say so.
Yeah, I know so.
Let me look it up.
Wild Side is next.
It's actually a really cute episode. You get it's some beast, and then you get you get a lot of shine on the New Mutants.
Do we get any Trish Delbay?
Trish
Oh,
Delbach.
Delbay. Trish Delbay.
Cutler will be joining us for that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's next Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Yep. No
Check
problem.
in to hear us and David Cutler be better at our jobs than us.
He certainly
He's
knows his
always
shit.
more interesting. Yeah, he's always more interesting than us.
Don't undersell us. Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, you can support this show of, I don't know.
Nah, they're all right.
All right. Support us. You can buy us a coffee at Buy Me a Coffee. I got to go on that website again. buymeacoffee.com/X-Men Review Show. Get your merch over at redbubble.com/people/X-Men Review Show /shop. I'm popping those peas. Contact us at X-Men Review Show @gmail.com. And find our audio-only version wherever you get your podcasts. And please like, review, and subscribe. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that little bell.
Ring
And
that
we're getting
bell.
close to 4,000 followers on Facebook. That's pretty good. 4,000 X-Goons out there. It's pretty sweet. Might have to do a prize giveaway at 4,000.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
That means he's going to start bugging me to do stuff.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Sometimes.
Last time I had to draw an entire portrait of Gambit.
That's true. Those were exciting times, Andre.
Yeah, well, it was something. It was something.
Of course.
I don't know if I would call them exciting, but they were something.
Nah, they were something.
Oh, well.
That was fun.
Excited. Oh, you know what? We forgot something. We're not getting out of here quite yet. Hold the phone, everybody. We're not getting out of here quite yet.
I'm Peter Parker. How about you?
Kick his ass, Seabass!
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Bill Seabass.
Mm-hmm. Kicking ass. Taking names. So, episode 9 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, y'all are going through that?
We've been doing mini reviews on that. Yep. So, did you watch that, Hanif, that show?
I did.
Great, didn't you think?
I actually thought it was really good. When I first saw the trailer and they were like from the same studio that brought you 97, I'm like, dog, don't put that in the same verse as this. I honestly didn't think the show, I had low expectations from the show, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, look at y'all.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it was a fresh take. I loved the storyline. I kind of liked all the kind of the new changes. I mean, it was very akin to the MCU, but also its very own story too.
great animation.
Yeah.
I enjoy that animation quite a bit. Look at that menacing scorpion there.
Menacingly.
So yeah, we got finally got to episode 9 where he's got the proper Spidey suit, and it's amazing. It took them 9 episodes to get there, but it was worth the wait. It was fun, all the different costumes and stuff. Build up. I think I gave the first episode a 9, and it's been all 10 since then. And even Andre, old stick in the mud Andre, is giving them all 10s now.
Gee, is that what I'm known as?
You're stuck. Well, no, more like stick in the webs, eh? You're stuck in the webs.
No, the show's
for a
been
couple
10
episodes.
all the way across the board. It's excellent. I say it deserves to be said, spoken of in the same breath as X-Men 97. I really dig it. I know the stakes are a lot lower because the kid in high school, but I still think it's still a really fun series.
The thing that's made my head scratch about the show was the release of the episodes, because I think it was like the first week when it premiered, they dropped 2 episodes. Then the next week they dropped 3 episodes, and then they dropped another 3 episodes, and then it was the 2 episodes. Their release order was all over the place.
It was weird.
It was weird. I don't know if it was because they wanted to get it out of the way because Daredevil was coming and they needed to get that show. They're like, all right, get this Marvel show off so we can get the next one on. But the release schedule was all over the place. But overall, I thought the show was fire. And I don't know. Did they get announced for a season 2 yet? Because they really need to come back.
Renewed for season 3, I think.
Ooh, bulk orders.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah, great stuff. He has that like fight and like teaming up with Lonnie Lincoln and stuff in this episode too.
Yeah, because
did he already get exposed to the
No, that's this episode, right? Where he gets exposed to the stuff. No, because that was earlier, and it just takes him a while.
No, it just takes him a while. Yeah, it's this episode when it comes in.
Yeah, when he gets he's in the truck, and then the chemicals like get on him, and we're gonna slowly see him turn into Tombstone.
Yeah,
I hope. I don't think they'll do it, but I hope he whispers.
His downfall has been sad, man, but like believable.
It seems like he's working out for him at the end of the show. He's in a much better place. He's happy. He's got powers. He's dancing around.
We'll see. He's living a life of crime. He was going to be a football star.
Technically, so is Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I like Tombstone from the Spider-Man series in the '90s. He was cool. He was great.
I always liked. I liked when it was Sal Buscema was drawing him, and they had that whole thing where like Robbie Robertson went to jail, and they were like in the comics where he was like covering for Tombstone, or because him and Tombstone went to high school together or something. Yeah, but then there's some kind of thing where he got wrapped up in some Tombstone was doing, and he got sent to jail, or for some reason Robbie Robertson was in jail with Tombstone. And there's
no. I think Tombstone ended up going to jail for a crime that they both committed.
Yeah, when they were younger or something. I can't remember.
Because they had an episode on Spider-Man TAS where basically Tombstone was gonna like rat on him and drop the dirty laundry about him now that he's a famous reporter at the Daily Bugle.
Right, but then he gave up the information so that.
Because I think Robbie
watched that series.
Robbie was doing an editorial on Silvermane's daughter, who was a local college student. And
this is around the Tablet of Time stuff?
Yeah, it was around that time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was a great show because it was like Tombstone, Hammerhead, they had Fisk and Vanessa.
Yeah, that's right, because Silvermane became a baby at the end because he
just a baby.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Because Vulture was having aging issues, and he basically sapped the energy from Silvermane when he was trying to steal the powers from Spider-Man to remain youthful, and then turned him into a old man, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no! It was the what was that? What's that machine?
It was the tablet. That was the Tablet of Time that they tried to use.
Yeah, the Tablet of Time, but they were using that machine that Connors was using on Spider-Man to try to stop his mutation, and then it turned him into a baby. And then later in another season, Silvermane kidnapped Spider-Man to sap his energy to turn him into a grown man. But then Vulture intercepted turned him into an old man. It was so wild. I was like,
it sent him back to being an old man after being put back to a baby.
Yeah. Because his daughter was like, at least you won't have to
wear diapers.
And he's like, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. Oh man, great show. Great show.
All righty. Well, should we get out of here now, fellas?
Yes, I got a Daredevil.
We already did the rundown. You're right. We all do, don't we?
I get 6 more episodes to watch, but I'll be there.
Get them into you tonight. Just get them into you.
Just drive them into you. All right. I just told you a bunch of spotted pressure washer. I was playing with it before we got here.
All right.
Yeah, I got some stuff to pressure wash.
What were you spraying? Just like.
No, I didn't actually. I just was putting it all together. I actually
was pressure washing the haters.
That's right. I had it clean. That's right. Fuck those guys. All right, have a good night, everyone.
All right,
Hey,
good night.
did you see? Were you watching?